upon a time, there was a boy born in a family in the lower middle class. He had a slightly older sister and a mom and a dad. He was the mama's boy. She was the dad's girl. The most negative thing that happened in his early childhood was his father would be an alcoholic and physically abuse his mother. Being a mama's boy, when the worst thing happened, his dad got sick and died from asbestos cancer before it had a name. After he died, I didn't understand that you kind of get a pass for the negative things you do because of the positive things you do that nobody asked you to do them. I didn't realize till many years later that, yeah, there was some hurtful things, but he held the family together. After he died, his mother lost control of herself and kind of gave up custody. She didn't. And as a child, he knew to basically keep things quiet. So he ended up sleeping on an air mattress in his grandmother's dining room. He would later be more accepted by his sister, who took responsibility for him. They're not legally, but and he even knew that it was kind of up to him to be himself, to take care of himself. So he wasn't trying to be a burden to anybody, especially his sister, that was willing to sacrifice for him. So he finished high school and started college. The whole time he was with his sister. Eventually, he met a girl and got her pregnant. But he was an old soul, so he's fine with that. Eventually, after the son was born, postpartum depression, or I don't know how to describe it, she ran the streets rather than being a mother. He still had hopes and dreams of them eventually being a family. While they were together, he was in car accidents that would injure his back. So he got prescribed opioids from a doctor for pain management. Eventually, because they were separated, because she was running the streets, I guess she chose the street version. So 2 years after the son was born, she overdosed and died. After he lost his father, and now he's lost his baby mother, he was depressed, I'm sure. He also eventually started to compensate prescription drugs for street drugs. Years later, there was an incident where his home was raided because his mother was running to the corner for their drug dealers. So she was getting exchanged for free drugs. The house was in his name. So when the cops got there, he got arrested too. After he got out, he eventually met another girl. And he got his life, for the most part, back together, even if he had a slight substance abuse problem. So he was a GM at a pizza place and was working. One tax season, he used the money to buy a streaming setup. Because, worst case, he would use it to be his Xbox, PlayStation, because he wants the game anyway. A couple months ago, I woke up in the hospital. I would later find out that I tried to cross a road in a car that they closed 2 days later and concreted up or barricaded up. So I was trying to cross the road and got T-boned by a young guy in a dark car in the early part of the morning. I don't remember any of it. I don't even get flashes. It was like the main parts of my life that you don't bother remembering because you remember them anyway. I lost some of that. I think later on I've discovered by research that I think I'm undiagnosed permanent vertigo. I have permanent vertigo undiagnosed, but I get car sick by being in the car easily, and I lose balance when I'm walking, like you ride a bike and you see a squirrel and the bike goes over. But the accident left me disabled, and I don't believe I can work and do the things I used to do. I always planned on doing this. Every 11/11, I used to wish to not be on illegal street substances anymore. My worst day was kind of my best day. I would have never have started to do this if I never got my injury. And because of my injury, I'm disabled and can't go to work. I can play games. I will play games, and I'll try to share that with you. If you're watching this, check out my advertisement video, or do the things that the platform allows, like, comment, share, subscribe. But even if you like any of it, and conversation in person comes up about YouTube, reference me if you can, if you think about it, if you want to. I'm going to do this anyway. What kind of thing coming?